What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. In a world that doesn't want you to have equality, you become the person that speaks out against it. All the racism, all the corruption, all the mistreatment, those become your biggest enemies. And as a musician, Joey Badass has decided to take on the task of speaking on all of this injustice with his sophomore album, Amerikkkan Badass. To tell the truth, I'm fucking disgusted, he raps on Babylon. I'm scared for the lives of my sisters, my brothers. This is just one of many passionate lines that you hear from Joey on this album. He effectively positions himself as one of the voices for our generation. It feels like it's a natural change. It's something that with having such a youthful fan base, that it's necessary. It's very necessary. You have to think about the fact that like these fans are the future. Who knows where a Joey Badass fan might go one day with a career. You might have them end up as politicians, as doctors, as scientists. These are the people that are going to help change the world because they're open-minded. Unlike some of the people that are like, in the government and all of that. And so Joey is speaking to them in hopes that they help change the world. Tupac said it best. He's not going to change the world, but he will spark the brain that will change the world. And Joey Badass is living that legacy that Tupac left behind. Now let me talk about my favorite songs, starting with Devastated. When this one came out, I really wasn't sure what to expect from it. Like, I listened to it and I was like, okay, this is definitely a departure from his old material. And it wasn't until the album actually came out that I got into this one. And the more I listened to the album, and man, I've probably listened to the album a good, I would say almost 20 times. It leaked early, which is a very bad scenario, but it also gave me a lot of time to listen to this album. So I probably have an upward of 20 plus listens so far. But going back to Devastated, it just felt like a single that has a positive message attached to it. And now that I've listened to it and I've grown to really enjoy it, I would love if this one were pushed even further. Because I know that it went platinum. I believe I seen Static Selector get like a plaque for Devastated. And I think that's really cool. And as an independent artist that Joey Badass is, it's really dope to see that. So I would love to see this record go even further. I know it's been on radio, I know it's platinum, but I think there's so much more that can be done with this record if radio were to play it and it really popped off. It's that damn good. The next song on my list is Rockabye Baby featuring Schoolboy Q. Joey Badass does a lot of new things on this album, but there are a few songs that really give you like that nod back to 1999 and his debut album Before the Money. And I feel like Rockabye Baby is one of those records. It's like very, very grimy and haunting in the production. It's just an insane record. Basically, this is vintage Badass, and the hook is just really fun to recite. Feel the energy surge in my veins when I flow. Mentally, I can never be controlled. No sympathy for foes. My enemies exposed. Hope they remember me until I'm gone. Like, I really love that hook. It's fun. And then Schoolboy Q comes through and kills it. It's one of the best guest features from Schoolboy Q that I've heard in a long time. Also, Joey, if you're watching this, or if anybody in the Pro Era camp is watching this, please get Ghostface on a remix. I don't know why, but when I listen to this beat, I just feel like Ghostface would just really kill it. And it would be a really cool remix to see. I think if anything gets a remix out of this album, I would love to see Rockabye Baby get one. I'm sure there's other songs on there that you could probably remix. I mean, Devastated is clearly a bigger record. But as far as like just giving like the internet something good, Rockabye Baby would be my choice for a remix. The last record that I wanted to highlight is American Idol. This is the song that closes the album, but I also feel like it could open it. if he were to reverse this song and put like the rapping portion at the beginning of the album, I feel like he explains himself really good. His intentions, his message, where he's at mentally, and I just feel like it would work in the beginning, but I really do like where it is because it leaves you with a lot to think about, and a good portion of that is because of the outro speech. The outro speech is just so well put together. It's so well said. And I'm glad that he didn't try to like make it rhyme or put it into a rap, because these are words that really stick with you. He has a theory about how the government is trying to get rid of blacks around the world. And it might be a little bit far-fetched, it might be a little on the conspiracy theory side, but there is definitely some truth behind it. And you can just tell. You can just see some of the stuff going on in America, and you can make the conclusion that this is where we're headed. And so Joey Badass is hoping that we don't have to head that way, but we do have to brand together. Or else, as he says at the end of the album, we'll all be facing doom real soon. I have 2 honorable mentions I wanted to throw out there. Ring the Alarm featuring Kirk Knight, Nick Caution, and Michi Darko. I love that there's a posse cut on here. And it's like the Beast Coast rappers. And this one is just crazy. When I first saw this on the track listing, I was hoping that it would be like Flatbush Zombies. Like, I love Michi Darko, but I would love to see all 3 of the Zombies on this one. But I'm happy with the outcome of Ring the Alarm. I'm happy with what we got on here. Michi Darko killed it. Very memorable part. Joey went in, and then Nick and Kirk also did their thing. So there's really nothing that I can complain about on this record, Ring the Alarm. The other record that's on the list for honorable mentions is Babylon. And I cited one of the lyrics on the intro of this review. And Babylon was one of the records that I was really close to putting on my favorites list. I think that's very telling of this album, that it was hard to pick a third. Like, I picked the last 2 favorites that I highlighted, and then I was like, okay, what do I want the third to be? And I ultimately picked Devastated, but it could easily be Babylon. It could easily be Ring the Alarm. Like, there is a lot of good songs on here. Land of the Free. And I think that tells you the level of quality that Joey Badass put into this album. Now let's talk about the bad. So this might be the first time that I'm not speaking from a personal point of view. I think the bad on this album is more a reflection of people not wanting to accept change. This is not the same Joey that gave you music in the past. This is a more mature, more evolved sound from him. So you're not getting like the 90s golden era production with the raps. I think there's a couple records on here like Ring the Alarm and Rockabye Baby that really give you that knock. But a lot of the production on here is a departure, it feels. And in the subject matter, I think that might sway people away. It's clear that Joey Badass felt that he needed different, oftentimes mellow production to convey his powerful messages throughout the album. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just hope that his fans are open-minded enough to appreciate it, to accept it, and to also help. To be someone who wants to help the world and make a change. I think that is a big part of the album, is Joey is trying to rally up the people to accept that we all need to be equal, we all need equality, and all the different things that he talks about throughout the album. He wants to make sure that he has the people on his side, and that these people open up their minds and see that there is change that needs to happen. Amerikkkan Badass is a pretty far step away from his previous material. He really went all in with this idea, and he didn't fear the album, the material, what he's saying, alienating his fans. He didn't have that as a concern when he made this album. I think that's the best approach because the fans are still engaged. Joey really hasn't missed as an artist. And so him doing this and departing from his older sound is not going to really hurt his fan base, I don't feel. I think if anything, this is like that natural evolution that Joey needed to make as an artist. There's deeply rooted messages throughout the album, and I hope that it inspires and motivates his listeners to continue to fight for equality in America. The fight to not be killed by police in America for no reason, and the fight to be accepted as human. So those are my thoughts on Joey Badass's All-American Badass. Let me know what you think about the album and everything that he talks about, the production, the guest features, all of that. Talk to me in the comment section below. Then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.